What's going on, everybody? My name is Rich. I'm a High Level Pro. And if you're watching this video, you're going to be learning here in the next few minutes how to walk through in little steps as possible with analytics, integrating analytics and integrating Google Tag Manager into your high level account. Now, before we go ahead and get started, I need to draw your attention to, I have two screens up. I have one screen that gives you a diagram, a visual diagram, because let's face it, some of us, we get lost. We forget what we're trying to do at a high level, no pun intended. And then over here on the left browser window, we're going to be actually walking into Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, as well as high level. So go ahead and make sure you have two windows or split screen set up if you have that capability. Otherwise, you can have multiple tabs set up. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so over here on the right window, you're going to see that one of the first things you want to do, you're going to want to set up two different types of tracking. Okay, now the tracking with Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager is a must-have if you're plan to track, if you plan to track any type of conversion, if you plan to track any type of goals that are completed by leads, by customers, and ultimately to retarget this audience who's coming into your funnels or who's coming into your CRM. Now, step one, we want to set up high level. If you don't have a high level account, you can obviously click down in the description. You can go ahead and get a high level account started. Also, you're going to need a site, some type of site. So if it's a membership site, if it's a website, if it's a funnel inside of the high level account, you're going to want to have something to that nature set up. And then you're also going to want to set up a Google Tag Manager account, and you're also going to want to set up a Google Analytics account. And I want to be very specific here. Google Tag Manager 3 or Universal Analytics, that's going away. It's being deprecated as of July or June 2023. And if you do not understand, I do provide some references down in the description that you can take advantage of. Now, starting with step one, you're going to want to pull up your high level account. If you're going to be tracking anything in high level with an analytics account, you're going to need a high level account. And more specifically, you're going to need a site property. So that can be a combination of one of these three things, which is number one, a funnel, number two, a website, or number three, it could be a membership site. All right. And I'm going to show you in simple steps how to track funnels, websites, and even memberships. So the first step that you're going to want to do is once you set up some type of funnel, all right, let's just say that you're setting up a funnel. You're going to want to set up a page or some steps, right? So you can come in here, testing. It really does not matter what the path is just yet. And once you get in, there are several places that you can embed the code. I prefer to embed the code here. Let me go ahead and shrink myself. So I actually put all of my codes, tracking codes, under the settings. So if you're setting up a funnel, come over to settings, come to the header track or the head tracking code right here. And then what you're going to want to do is also put in the body. Now, what are we placing here? Well, I have here over here this diagram that you're going to want to put the Google Tag Manager as well as the Google Analytics code. And let's not even get into Google Ads, right? So I'm going to have another video just for that. So first, you're going to put in your Google Tag Manager. So let's go here. And if you don't have a Google Tag Manager account, no problem. All you got to do is go to tagmanager.google.com. Once you get your Tag Manager account set up, go ahead and give it a name. And then you're going to come to where you can place this specific code, which says install Google Tag Manager. Now, as you notice, this says paste this code as high in the head of the page as possible. So we're going to click that little copy icon. We're going to come over here. We're going to place that there. Remember, it's going to be top priority. And then the second step is they want us to place the body. So we're going to take the body, place it over here. All right. And then we're going to click save. Next, now that that's in there, you have your Google Tag Manager account integrated. Now, I recommend, unlike most, to integrate Google Tag Manager into your Google Analytics account. but using a GA4, Google Analytics 4 account. So what you want to do is come over to your Google Analytics or analytics.google.com. You're going to set up your account. And just to walk you through that, what you do is to set up a new property with Google Analytics 4. This is what that screen looks like. If you have a universal analytics, you're going to want to set up a GA4, Google Analytics 4 account. All right. I can't spell. Testing. You're going to want to put in the this information here. Click next. Click create. And then you're going to want to click website. And then, because unless you're doing an app, you're going to want to put website. Then you put the website name or stream name, and then it will give you something that looks similar to this right here. All right. And this is going to be the tracking domain that we're going to be tracking for testing purposes. So if you ever want to come back to this video for reference, this is the place, or this is the screen that you want to have set up to track. So I'm going to go ahead and click this measurement ID, right? Because the measurement ID is going to be the property that you're going to be integrating into your Google Tag Manager. Okay, so you're not ready just yet to place your Google Analytics into your high level because you want your Google Tag Manager talking to your Google Analytics account. All right, and the way that you do this is you come here to click New, then you're going to click Google Analytics GA4 configuration, then you're going to place in there the Google measurement ID, which you can find right here. All right, so you can copy that over into your Google Tag Manager account. And then for triggering, we're going to say all pages. So we want Google Analytics 4 to track all pages, and we want this to be connected to this Google Tag Manager so that we can tag all the events that we're going to be setting up inside of our high-level account. All right, now that you have that set up, now I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that because I already have one, as you can see right here, a GA4 configuration account. All right. Now that I have my Google Tag Manager talking to my Google Analytics account, now I want to come over to the GA4 account under the web stream, and I'm going to come under where it says Global Site Tag. So I'm going to place this code right here. I'm going to press copy, and I'm also going to come over to my high-level account, and just like in my diagram over here, I'm placing Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics 4 under my site. All right, so as it pertains to tracking using Google, there you have it. And all we got to do is click save. Now, there's one last thing that I want to walk you through because we want to see this actually working. So, all right, guys, and one last step that you want to do that I skipped over is you're going to want to point the funnel or point the website or point the membership to a domain. All right. Make sure you do that and make sure that the tracking code is connected to that domain. And now when I go over to the GA account, and there I am. All right. So if you are setting up everything properly, you should be able to see yourself in real time visiting the website. All right. Just give it a few seconds. It does take a few seconds to load, but this is the complete step. Now, one last step that I want to walk you through. This is sort of a bonus. This is a automation that places Google Analytics at the center of capturing contacts into your high-level account. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to open up a new workflow. So if you know how to get the workflows, go to automation, then go into workflow, and then you're going to keep this first step blank. And then your first step that you're going to do is you're going to put in the action name. You're going to put in your tracking ID. Now, again, let's go back to that tracking ID over here. Boom, boom. And we're going to get that measurement ID. We're going to copy that measurement ID over here. And then you can do things like for event category, you can put in the first name or contact name record. Okay. And you can also put in the contact source if you want. Okay, you can come down here, contact source, And then if you want to track the value of that contact, right, then you can do that as well. And I recommend placing this Google Analytics at the end or at the beginning of every single workflow that you set up. Yes, I recommend it. That way you give Google an opportunity to track or trace every value or parameter that you plan to track inside of your Google Analytics account. I hope you enjoyed all of this. I hope this was not above your head. I hope I made it very simple for you to do. If not, that's okay. You can leave a comment below or you can send a message to us and we'll look forward to supporting you in setting up your Google Analytics account. Enjoy your high-level account and we look forward to seeing you on the inside.